War, the easiest card game to learn and the hardest to finish. A game that looks at tic-tac-toe's predetermined outcome and quick pace and decided to min-max the complete opposite direction for more diversity. Maybe it's just me and my love of more complex board games, but War's been way too luck dependent and way too long for me to ever consider it a fun game. However, the general card battling format it has is one I greatly enjoy. So when I found something in the Target aisles as a little kid that solved both the luck problem and the length problem, I was extremely happy. The Basher Science card game. Yeah, not the best name, and I don't even think it is a name. Everywhere just lists it as card packs, so I genuinely don't know what to call it. So I'll be using the BSCG to abbreviate this glorious king's full legal name. Released in 2017, the BSCG is one of the many products put out by Basher Science, which is a line of educational products produced by Simon Basher. His work is notable for the personifications of scientific concepts that he posts on everything, and definitely helps separate it from your ordinary school textbook. These characters are front and center in the card game, and I'll be honest, it's probably one of the main reasons I bought it when I was a little kid. The BSCG is played by two people. Each one assembles their own deck of 8 cards, each numbered 1 to 8. Then, they'll shuffle it and draw 3. Both players pick a card from their hand, flip simultaneously, and determine the winner. They then each draw a card, and this continues until one player gets either 3 or 5 points, depending on if you're playing the long or short game. Afterwards, feel free to run it back, because that whole process probably took you 10 minutes, and 7 of them were spent reading what every card does. Now, what do I mean what each card does? Well, on each card, in addition to a number, each one has its own ability. These abilities activate when the card is played, and give this game the depth I love about it. While War never really could have abilities due to its ties to a classic deck of 52 or 54, these shakeups to the gameplay add the little bit of spice needed to make the BSCG a very fun game to pull out whenever. These abilities are also distributed well, with lower numbers usually having the stronger abilities, and some of the 7s and 8s having detriments instead of positive abilities. Some add to your number, some apply their effects next round for combo potential, and some entirely change the win condition. It's at this point that I would like to list some of my favorite abilities from the cards I have, either because I think they're neat, or they just break the game in fun and stupid ways. I lets you see what your opponent plays next round before you play, which is stupid broken in a game like this. Thank God it's only on a 3. PH is a 7 that gives your opponent +2 this round, but gives you +2 next round. It's one of the most consistent ways to buff other cards, and while it means you pretty much have 2 5s, it's still a very nice buff to the next card coming in. Clay. This card lets you draw an additional card. While it's not broken by any means compared to the other entries on this list, I feel that its addition of choices helps a lot, especially if you get it early. Flint is a 2 that makes this round count for 0. This card is an insane defense, as if you know your opponent's gonna win a round, you just throw it down and it draws the game. Water is the cooler offensive Flint. I would say that a 2 that makes you gain 2 points on win is objectively worse, but it is one of those cards where if it connects, you feel so good about yourself. Test Tube is a 7 that on a loss swaps yours and your opponent's cards. So if you play it right, you can gain so many points. It is the fastest way to turn a game around. You just have to lose with a 7. While I'm sure there are more cards with stupid powers, and I'm going to make some shorts to cover everything in my current collection, these are just some of my favorites, and you can expect me to bring at least 2 of these to the next BSCG Regional Championship. While it was in production, the BSCG was sold similar to games like Magic and Pokemon, in that it had 3 different sets with starter packs, some bundles, and a few singles. But while those were trading card games, this is a card game, so out of every pack you knew exactly what would be in it. However, being a card game like this, it does mean that I can't experience the full game because I don't have the entire collection. The BSCG must also have not sold the best, as I don't think I've ever seen a physical box off sale when it was in stores, and secondhand sells at roughly the same price it was when it was physical for the more common singles. It did sell well enough to where a Season 2 was greenlit, but outside of the starter pack, which is almost an exact clone of Biology's, and a weird single, I can find literally no evidence of any of the advertised cards listed on the guide. If any of you know of any of these, please let me know. And sadly, that's about all for the BSCG. A fun game without so much as a name to call it by. It's not really lost media, but it sure does feel like one of the most niche products I own and am a fan of. Overall, I wish it'd last a bit longer, but I'm happy to do my part in remembering this true legend. Thanks for watching! I plan to make more videos about board games, including ones I make myself. So if you want to hear my definitive opinions on some board games or see my creative process, feel free to subscribe.